Clearwater Beach, the night is alive. Sunny Flynn's here, the party's arrived. Danae's Grafton smiles, the vibes are strong. Mark Ergram's moves keep us dancing along. Skål 2025, let's own the floor. Feel the energy, we want some more. Late bus waiting, but we're not done. Dance till sunrise, having fun, fun, fun.
Liam Brown is the Group President, United States and Canada, responsible for the development and management of Marriott International's lodging portfolio in the United States and Canada, which comprises 28 brands, 6,000 properties. This includes responsibilities for global operations, sales and marketing, revenue management, human resources, engineering, rooms operations, luxury operations, F&B, retail, spa, information technology, and development. Mr. Brown began his career with Marriott International in 1989. He served in multiple general manager and regional positions across Marriott's brand portfolio from 1989 until 1999. From 1999 to 2007, he held several corporate positions, including VP of Franchising for Residence Inn and Town Place Suites, was SVP for the Fairfield Inn brand. From 2007 to 2010, Mr. Brown held the positions of Senior VP and EVP of Development for Marriott Select Service and Extended Stay Lodging Products. From 2010 to 2012, Mr. Brown served as Chief Operating Officer for the Americas for Select Service and Extended Stay Lodging and Owner and Franchise Services, followed by his appointment as President for Franchising, Owner Services, and MXM Select Brands North America, which he held until the end of 2018. In January 2019, Liam moved to London to serve as President Managing Director of Europe, soon after the Middle East and Africa were added to his responsibilities. Educated primarily in his hometown of Dublin, Ireland, Mr. Brown has a hotel diploma business degree from the Dublin Institute of Technology, Trinity College, 1980 to 1984. In 2005, he completed his MBA from the Robert H. Smith School of Management at the University of Maryland. Mr. Brown is an active advocate for the hospitality industry, currently serves as the Vice Chair, Board of Directors for the American Hotel and Lodging Association, AHLA, and as an independent trustee on the Board of Trustees for EPR Properties. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Liam Brown.
You're very kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's great to see you, my friend. Thank you again for the time. I really appreciate it.
Not at all. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And that was a very warm and fulsome introduction of my my tenure with Marriott, which has been very long, and I'm very grateful for it. I've learned an awful lot. But thank you for the warm introduction and the fulsome detail on my career.
Well, it's been quite the career, and I was honored to work with you about 25 years ago. So it's a pleasure to see you again.
Indeed, it's great to see you again too. Just a little anecdote. I just got back from our. I think when you and I first started with Marriott, we had less than 500 hotels. I actually remember getting. I remember getting the poster for the break room that showed we'd opened our 500 hotel in Warsaw, Poland, and today in the United States we have. What have we got? 6,300 properties open and 1 million rooms. And we just had our MSB, what we call our Marriott Select Brands General Managers Conference in Nashville with 5,000 attendees. So, yeah, in 30 years, there's been a lot of growth, a lot of hotels, and a lot of great people.
I guess you're doing something right, Liam.
I hope so.
All right, I'm gonna go right into the questions, Liam. And again, I appreciate your time today. The first one is, can you discuss the top challenges facing the travel, tourism, hospitality industry today, and how Marriott is addressing them at the present time?
Sure. Well, I think the economic environment is obviously top of mind for many people. Right now, you know, our business, tourism and travel, thrives in times of stability, and things feel a little unstable and uncertain right now. But having said that, Marriott, and our industry obviously has been around a lot longer than Marriott. We've had nearly a century of navigating ups and downs of the world, and we're focused on the fundamentals of our business and providing exceptional service each and every day. St. Francis of Assisi has a very good line, first do the necessary, second do what's possible, and then pretty soon you'll be doing the impossible. So I think we should always keep our eye on the ball and focus on what we can control, do the best for our guests, for our associates, for our business. Even in times of instability, there's opportunity. Yeah, I mean, I think we just gotta ignore the noise as much as we can and focus on our business. Attracting great talent. We all know in our industry, people are the heart and soul of our hotels. Hospitality is an incredible industry with lots of opportunity. And hospitality as a career took a big hit during the pandemic, and we have had to work hard to recover. So attracting and retaining great talent is still a huge key focus for us, even in times of economic uncertainty. Technology, I think staying on the cutting edge of technology is critical to how we serve our guests, associates, and our owners. We're currently undergoing a huge, large-scale technology transformation, basically remaking all of our property management systems, our res system, and our loyalty program. We believe AI presents unique challenges and opportunities, and we are very excited about the opportunities that can result in a better customer experience. But our approach is always to leverage technology that complements and enhances, but doesn't replace the human interaction between our guests and associates. So today we use AI behind the scenes in various areas of the business to help decision making and processing and enhance our marketing and to solve customer and operational pain points. But we're exploring deeply how that really helps from a high tech and enables really, really high touch. So I'd say they're the kind of three big focus areas that we have at the moment.
That's great information, Liam. Thank you. Now, regard to what you said about attracting, new talent as a challenge, my next question is, a lot of us have seen a reduction in enrollments, throughout the world in college hospitality programs, as I'm sure you're aware of. Can you talk about how Marriott is addressing the issue of, attracting this new younger generation into Marriott and into the hospitality industry in general?
Yeah, I mean, hospitality, we all know, we wouldn't be in this business if it wasn't exciting and rewarding. But as I said earlier, it has taken a hit in COVID, and it can be a challenge to market our industry to younger people. But the most important thing I think that we can all do is to be evangelists for this amazing industry. Tell your story. Start local. We all need to be out in our communities speaking about the benefits of a career and how you can build a career, not just a job. I think everybody in the room there probably has an inspiring story in terms of how they got into this business. My own story. I mean, I started work. I guess I'm an accidental hospitality person because, like many people, I was working in restaurants, bars, and hotels, putting myself through college, not thinking about hospitality as a career, but worked with some great people who, gave me advice, said, "Hey, Liam, you should go into hotel management. We think you do very well there." So we've all had mentors in our career, in our journey. I've worked for Marriott I'll be 37 years or 36 years with Marriott this year, and I have to say I've had the greatest education in this country, not just in leadership training and development, which this company I think excels at, but also just opportunities to move laterally, take jobs over here, and then move back. I mean, it is an industry that, if you have a enthusiasm, a desire to serve, passion for it, you can do incredibly well. And we all know that many people in Marriott have been here 20, 25, 30 years and have great stories to tell. Well, we also have Marriott's University Relations and Recruiting team in the US and Canada. We've strong partnerships with over 80 universities across both countries. Each year, they recruit students into our university programs, including the Voyage Global Leadership Development Program, which is a management trainee, and two internships, the Hotel Internship Program and the HQ Internship Program. I think they have a lot of rigor and discipline around them. A good few years ago, we had a program where, it was very ad hoc, but I think we have a great discipline around our internship programs where these young people have great opportunities to learn about the business, do things, do projects, and have something really tangible to walk away with at the end of the day. And finally, I think staying true to our core values is important to connecting with all generations. As a company, we need to resonate not just with our customers, but also with our associates and those who are seeking a career with a company that aligns with their values. And our core values are put people first, pursue excellence, embrace change, act with integrity, and serve our world. And I think that resonates with all potential employees.
I just spoke with Sarah D'Angelo from Marriott University Relations, so trying to coordinate a partnership with Skål and Marriott. So she was very helpful, and we have further dialogue coming up in a few weeks. So looking forward to that.
Well, let me know how I can help. Sarah's a great lady and has done great things. She's been here. I can't remember now where she came from, but she's been here 4 years, I think, and has done great work.
Great to hear. I'm going to get into a little deeper question here. Can you discuss how the new policies introduced in Washington, D.C. are affecting travel, tourism, hospitality in the U.S. and worldwide? And what recommendations do you have for the leaders in this room today on how best to navigate through some of these policy or process changes affecting travel, tourism domestically and worldwide?
Yeah. Well, we're certainly operating in an incredibly dynamic and uncertain environment. But as a global company doing business in 144 countries and territories, and like the broader business community, we are closely following decisions made by the U.S. administration and the residual impacts on travel, trade, and economies around the world. As actions and responses become clearer over time, I think we'll be in a better position to understand the full picture and actual impacts, particularly to global supply chain and travel patterns. We're focused on, as I said, focused on executing our business strategy regardless of the political environment in the US or globally, something that we've done for the last 100 years. And we are actively creating plans to help support our response to various different scenarios. Like as we look at tariffs, for example, where do we source our FF&E from? And we have over the past few years, we don't have as big a reliance on China as we used to have. We have a lot of outsourcing in Vietnam, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. But it's changing by the day, right? I saw one of our, if you go back a couple of days, it seems like, China was way over here and we're way over there. Now, apparently, the foreign minister of China said, well, we've received outreach from the US and it's good that we're going to treat us fairly and all that sort of stuff. So it's a very messy, difficult environment to understand. But going back to the thing, we need to what guides us each and every day. We need to do what's necessary for our business, and then look at what are the possibilities in this environment to mitigate, improve, enhance, and just keep doing that. We got to take care of our customers, take care of our people, run a great business each and every day, and we have the ability to navigate through anything. I mean, I remember in 2008-09 when our RevPAR went down 11%, we thought it was the end of the world. And along came 2020 and COVID, our business went down 90%. I think we've survived the ups and downs of whether a political environment, a geopolitical environment. Our business is not a straight line upwards in any way, shape, make, or form. But it's about doing the right thing each and every day for our business and navigating through whatever obstacles are placed in our way. And I think we've demonstrated incredible resilience over the last 20, well, as long as I've been working for Marriott, we've navigated through a lot.
Appreciate that, Liam. I know that was a tough one. I know Marriott does great work, advocacy work with reduction, human trafficking, sustainability. Can you just touch on those efforts and some of your other initiatives? Because Skål is very focused on especially those two and more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, part of our mission at Marriott International has always been to try and create opportunity and positively impact the local communities and environments that we call home. You know, we do business in every community in the US and all around the world. So serving our world is one of our core values, and our sustainability and social impact platform, Serve 360, doing good in every direction, we believe puts that value into action each and every day. One of the pillars of the platform is focused on advancing human rights, which includes work around human trafficking. And I think we have some great statistics. As of Q3 2024, over 1.3 million associates completed training to recognize and respond to potential indicators of human trafficking. We, Marriott, donated our human trafficking awareness training to PACT, which was previously ECPAT USA, with support from the American Hotel and Lodging Association Foundation to make it available to the entire hospitality industry at no cost. But through PACT, the training has been completed more than 1.9 million times by hotel workers outside of Marriott. This is as of Q3 2024. We also focus on providing opportunities for survivors. In July of 2024, we announced the pilot launch of Hotel Help, rooms donation program for survivors of human trafficking. And Hotel Help currently works with Marriott's portfolio of hotels that are willing to donate short-term emergency stays and establish care providers who book those rooms for the survivors they support. So through October of 2024, we supported 17 emergency stays, and Marriott hotels donated 66 room nights. And I know it seems like a small number, but that's just on the Marriott managed portfolio. I spent some time with one of our franchisees, Mitch Patel, Vision Hospitality, who, you know, identified by a general manager in the state of Tennessee, human trafficking was a misdemeanor, and they successfully managed to change the law and took Tennessee from last in the U.S. to first in the U.S. in terms of laws against human trafficking. So I think it's an opportunity for all of us to kind of contribute in whatever way we can, and I think it's just remarkable work. And another part of Serve 360 is, of course, sustain responsible operations. And this is about reducing our environmental impact, designing and operating sustainable hotels, and sourcing responsibly while trying to mitigate climate risk. So in September of 2021, Marriott announced its commitment to set science-based emissions reduction targets. And in September 2023, we submitted our emissions reduction targets to the Science-Based Target Initiative. And as of April 2024, we have verified our near and long-term science-based emissions reduction targets. So we're the largest global hospitality company to receive approval. And so to reach our net zero target, we're focusing our efforts on 3 distinct areas: energy reduction, sourcing more renewable energy, and purchasing goods with that lower carbon footprint. So a lot of work going on in that space.
Well, on behalf of Skål, I want to say thank you to you and Marriott for all you're doing. And on a personal note, I just sat in on a Marriott Business Council meeting in New York City for the first time in a while, and I volunteered my hotel to join Hotel Help to provide rooms. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Liam. Last question, and then if you have a few minutes, we'll take some Q&A from the room. You mentioned about AI. Is there any other trends you see in the industry that Marriott is looking into, or is trying to maximize, or that you think is just interesting to research, for the future?
Yeah, I think, well, I know that when we talk about today, I know there are many challenges facing our industry, but there's, in every challenge, there's always opportunities and bright spots, and I think I touched on a few of them today. But I do remain optimistic. The power of travel to connect people and deliver exceptional, memorable experience. It's the power of the hospitality industry. It's an incredible place to build a career. We've weathered many challenges in the past. We've been around a long, long, long time. The origin of the word holiday is a holy day when people go on a pilgrimage. And I think, there is an innate human desire to get away, to recharge, to seek something. And we're a great enabler. Our industry is a great enabler of that. And the success of the industry depends on all of us collectively, I think, sharing our stories and continuing to advocate for the incredible opportunities that hospitality provides. One challenge I pose to the group is just, how do we as an industry do a better job trying to, if you think 10 years ago, we had a $50 billion travel surplus with the rest of the world. In other words, people spent more money coming to the United States on vacation than they spent. And I mean, no disrespect to the Canadians in the room. I saw a gentleman with a Canadian shirt there. So, but I'm just, from a US perspective, we have a huge opportunity to get our appropriate share of the global travel market. I just think it's a big challenge for us all, whether it's Skål, AHLA, US Travel, Brand USA. How do we get some political attention on this so that people understand its importance in terms of job creation, hard currency earned? It's a great export business when people come here with their hard-earned euros and spend their money here. I think that's a big opportunity for us over the next few years. We're the only country in the Western world, really, that doesn't have a Secretary of Tourism or a Minister for Tourism. And it oftentimes seems to be very hard to get people's attention on the fact that we spend more on vacations abroad than people coming into this country spend on vacations here. And I think it's a big opportunity for us, and we should try and figure that out, as with all the lobbying groups we have in the United States, and Canada, to kind of say, how do we get our fair share of the global travel market?
Well, Liam, I can't thank you enough for answering all those questions. I wanted you to know that when we announced that you were the guest speaker, everyone came from all over the world. Our world president, Denise Scrafton. Denise, are you here? This is our world president, Liam. She's here from Australia. And we also have the executive board of all of Skål International. They're all here.
Awesome.
We have them from.
I should show you my membership. There you go. I'm a proud.
Yeah. And I wanted Andres. Liam. I want you to meet Andres Hayes. He's the vice president of Skål International, but he's also a member of Washington D.C., who you'll be sharing membership with. We made. Andres coordinated getting Liam a honorary membership at the DC Skål Club. So hopefully, Liam, you'll see Andres at future meetings. So
I look forward to it.
That would be amazing. So again, do you have a few minutes for Q&A?
Sure, absolutely. I always enjoy Q&A. I like tough questions.
Thank you, Liam. All right, hold on.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to listen to you this morning. My name is Burcin Turkan. My question is about your AI strategies. In upskilling your employees, what kind of strategies are you adapting, and are you facing any challenges in terms of employee engagement and loyalty while adapting it? As you know, there is a discussion about the potential dehumanization of AI and when it's implemented. So I'd like to hear your opinion about this. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we do. I guess I do worry about that a little bit, but I think where we had the greatest opportunity is to take away some of the, kind of just basic work. I give, so one of the challenges is you will often have, a whole series of missing points for missing stays, and it can be quite challenging and hunting and pecking and trying to figure that out. And so taking that off one of our CEC folks, customer engagement center folks, that kind of work and enabling them to focus more on the customer. And at the end of the day, we as an industry have to get away from transactions and more into it, more and more experiences, and be able to give people more than they expect. So I think the AI has a great ability, I think, to take away some of the, and I hate to use the term grunt work, but some of the process work that's painful and difficult, and that distracts you from the customer. I mean, a simple example is checking, with our systems, checking somebody in can seem like an eternity. But so, the ability to check people in stop that check-in process being a transaction and make it an experience. So I think AI has a great ability there. Even from there are many documents and legal documents that we produce, that take a lot of time and effort and rewrites and whatever. I think you can have a better, we can be focused on more important stuff than, just making sure that every T is crossed and I is dotted in terms of legal documents. And there's big opportunity there too. But fundamentally, though, for me, AI has to have the ability not to eliminate people, but to enhance people's ability to do their jobs. I mean, this is a business that is fundamentally about people interacting with human beings and connecting with human beings. And because people don't often, they don't remember what they eat. They don't remember, what the room looked like, but they remember how you made them feel. And giving our people tools to enable them to create experiences and memories is, I think, what this business is all about. And I think AI should be leveraged for that purpose.
Thank you, Liam. I'm glad to hear I could keep my Marriott GM job. That's great. Thank you. I got one more. I got another question.
That's the great thing. We say we need people. That's the great thing about our business. I can't imagine a hotel where there's nobody there. I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine the people who want to stay there. People want human interactions. What makes a great experience? When you have a cocktail, somebody who's making a cocktail for you at a bar, and who can animate that guest experience. I mean, all of our I remember many years ago visiting Mont Tremblant up in Montreal, up in Canada, and there was a guy there. He had the best job description I ever heard for our industry. So I can't remember his name, but I remember his title. His title was Protagonist of Animation. And his job was to walk around the resort and see, how do I animate the guest experience at every touch point, whether it's waiting at the ski lift, whether it's waiting to tee off when the golf in the summer, whether it's, walking around the village and looking at, trying to pick a restaurant. I thought it was a remarkable job title, Protagonist of Animation. And I think that's what we all should be as, hoteliers and hospitality folks.
Liam, I want to put my name in for the director of Protagonist Animation for Marriott, okay?
I'm happy to take your resume. But don't tell your boss that.
I won't tell my boss. Okay, I have another question.
Yes.
I'm Mohan from Skål International, Hyderabad, Deputy Vice President, Skål International. It's an extreme pleasure speaking with you. I agree fully with you that AI and the human has to be in coexistence and it has to go forward. That is the best way of taking things forward. And AI is not a new thing which has come, but it has come in the 60s itself in different forms and different names. But it has now come into force and we have to learn to live with it. And coming to Marriott, it has an excellent portfolio in India. I would appreciate that, and we would like you to increase it more, and not only in the business cities, in also the pilgrimage centers. Thank you.
I would be delighted. I was in Gujarat a year ago in January, and we were there for the signing of the JW Marriott in Surat with the Ramas. They have a courtyard and a Marriott there, and well, you know, I love my visit to India. I've been there a few times, but this was just a remarkable visit, and I love the expression they have that in India that the guest is a god. And that is a great mantra to live by. So thank you.
Mr. Lee, I'm Andres Hayes here, Vice President of Skål International. I publicly want to thank you because through Marriott International and now PACT, we had access to the human trafficking training that we have distributed to our membership for the past year and a half. So that's something that a lot of our members have taken advantage, and not only for them, but they have distributed to their own employees so they can be aware and start fighting this issue. So I publicly want to thank Marriott for helping us, because that's an initiative that we started a year and a half ago. So for those,
very
welcome. Definitely share that with you all as well.
Very welcome.
Mr. Brown, very good morning to you. My name is Vishal. We met a couple of times in Canada. I'm Director of Sales and Marketing for the Courtyard Marriott Toronto Downtown. And
How are you? Nice to see you.
See you as well. I'm the past president for Toronto North. I had no idea that you're a Skål member. And I wanted to show that one more time, that certificate that you have, which says your name.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm a proud member.
A proud member, thank you. And as a sales guy, I would like to ask your permission to really make a big deal about this, that you're a colleague in Canada, because that's going to go a long way for Canadian membership.
Of course you may. Absolutely.
Have that on record.
Liam,
I'll send you a note in writing if you want, but it's recorded, so I can't back down. I'm a man of my word, so.
Liam, can you do me a favor? Can you just hold up the certificate next to your beautiful face?
Oh, like here?
Hold on, just a little bit higher, a little bit higher. There you go. There you go. Hold on. All right, beautiful. Thank you, Liam.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Liam, I'm Jack Wirt, and I'm from the Naples, Florida area, and we certainly have a lot of your properties in our area. So, but it's really great to have you on our program today. You mentioned earlier the interaction that Marriott has with many of the universities who have hospitality and tourism schools. And we have been looking at that whole area of a true growth area for Skål, number one, because we need young members. But hotels and the whole hospitality and tourism industry also needs a pool of new young talent constantly to come in and choose our industry as what they want to do for a career. I guess, what can we do to really assist the universities who have schools to see that Marriott, with their program, our program with Skål to grow the young Skål category, is something we can work together on and really bring more students to those schools, more potential employees to Marriott, and also more young members to Skål. How can we do that jointly as a program?
Well, listen, I think it's certainly worthy of good discussion because, we have when you think about the industry as the AHLA does apprenticeships, we have our own kind of programs, Skål has theirs. How do we kind of leverage it? How do we have a kind of common thread across it that, where we can all build upon it? Because, hey, if everybody's rowing in the same direction, that's a good thing. I mean, one of the, how do we have really good programs around high school? So if you get kids early and show them what they can do and learn and be in a hotel, we've lots of great programs around the country. Not as many as I would like, but we have in DC, we've been doing it here in DC for the last 30 years, ever since we opened up the JW. There's a gentleman down there, the assistant head chef. He was 16 years old when he started to work in the hotel. And, very challenging family circumstances. Obviously, there's a lot of poverty in parts of DC. But that gentleman would tell you today that, Marriott saved his life, just in terms of providing him an opportunity to have a career, to grow, to buy a house, to put his kids through school, all that kind of stuff. So I think we can do remarkably good in some of our communities who are very disadvantaged. And the ability to get people skills, apprenticeships. I mean, at the end of the day, we need more than just managers. We need culinarians. We need people who can have we need engineers. We need people who have to have real skills about them in terms of preparing food and cooking food, in terms of maintaining buildings, complicated buildings with complicated systems. And I think high school, obviously, the hotel programs all around the 80 or 90 colleges that we have relationships with. What are the colleges that you have relationships with, that the AHLA has, and how do we leverage all that together? But I'm not sure we solve it today, but you would have a willing partner with me in trying to figure out how do we get all those folks, how do we get a few key folks in the room from those organizations and figure out how to do it better? Because there are remarkable stories in individual markets about how GMs even can make a difference. We had a GM in Texas, I don't want to misspeak now about where, but a similar story, went to the local high school, and he's, not because let's be honest, not everybody can go to college or wants to go to college. And he has graduated about 20 managers out of a program that he's been doing there for about 7 or 8 years. Go on to be food and beverage managers and restaurant managers and GMs, housekeeping managers. You learn this business from the ground up, and we have many GMs in place who don't have who don't have a college degree, but have all the necessary skills to do what they've learned it all through the School of Hard Knocks in terms of our business and building it from the ground up.
Thank you, Liam. I have another question.
Thank you. Kevin Yates here from Calgary, Alberta. I'm a Vice President of Operations for a hotel, resort, casino, and I've worked Marriott and Delta and Fairmont and non-brand properties as well. But I guess my question comes down to, what's Marriott doing to get the salaries up? Really, hospitality in general, I'm not saying specifically Marriott, but just in general, I've seen it in the last 30 years. I have employees that work full-time jobs and some sleep in their cars. It's a real struggle out there, and I'm sure you hear it and you feel it a lot. Sometimes limited, moderate hotels, general managers making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. They can't make ends meet, can't have children to pay the bills. So what can we do? I hear career opportunities. I hear all these great, exciting things. What are we doing as an industry? And I'm asking you because Marriott's a leader.
Yeah.
To get these.
Yeah, listen, I think everybody has to be a preferred employee. You have to, whether franchisees or Marriott, we have to be preferred employers. At the end of the day, our bias is to pay, pay a premium to the marketplace in terms of salaries and hourly wages. Our average hourly wage at the moment on the managed side in the US, I don't know off the top of my head what it is in Canada, but I assume it would be a similar number. It's $24 an hour. We do provide benefits. We have a 401k plan and an employee stock purchase plan. I know when you survey people, hey, are you paid well? It's hard to get really well, people. But we are very mindful of the fact that people have to be able to make ends meet. I mean, it pains me that somebody can get away with paying a limited service manager 50, 60 grand a year. That is unconscionable money in terms of very hard to make ends meet from that perspective. But you listen. I think maybe that is also part and parcel of our challenge in terms of recruitment. That we are perceived as an industry that doesn't pay well, or that you have to have the ability to advance through the ranks to get paid, and not everybody does advance through the ranks. So we got to make sure that our hourly wages are more than good. They're better than the norm. We got to make sure that we have benefit packages that work for people. But we all need to be evangelists for that too. I mean, you know, the reason why I think we face some of these issues in some cities where they're talking about living wages and minimum wages and whatever, it's a combination of a couple of things. Very expensive housing in some cities due to that they're oftentimes self-inflicted in terms of the ability for people to find good places. So it's more of a societal problem than it is an industry problem. But we're in that society, so we have to be able to participate in a solution. I mean, I think people vote with their feet too. I mean, talented people, I don't think will stay long in a job where they're making 50,000. You got to look at your turnover rates. We've got a 3% turnover rate in management and an 11% turnover in hourly ranks. I know there are people who have 100% turnover, businesses that have 100% turnover. That to me is a shameful reflection on the employer, not on the employee. I mean, if you have no culture, if somebody's going to walk out the door for, 50 cents or $1 or $2 more an hour, that's the value of your culture. And I think the more you can get front and center with employers who have high turnover, and it's not a good sustainable business model. Very hard to have good guest satisfaction and a clean hotel if you've got 100% turnover. And that has to end up at the end of the day, cause a rethink of policies or put the person out of business, one would think. But it's a very good question, and I guess there's not really an easy answer to it. I can stand here and say, hand on heart, I think we pay our people well. And that we have a good benefits, but I certainly would agree that not everybody does that. So how can we all be evangelists to pay the people in this industry what they need to be paid? What a thoughtful question. Thank you.
Thank you, Liam. Any last questions? All right. Liam, on behalf of everyone, I can't thank you enough for your gracious, valuable time today. I think everyone in the room really appreciate it. Could we give a round of applause for Liam Brown?
You're very kind. Thank you. Thank you. It was an honor to be with you.
The night is alive, Sonny Flynn's here, the party's arrived. Denise Grafton smiles, the vibes are strong. Mark Irgang's moves keep us dancing along. Skål